For the first time ever, Ghana is now fueling Nigeria's Dangote oil refinery.
See, it's about time that we need to put our ego aside. Ego and then that pride aside.
Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity. And you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. Promise made will be a promise kept. If I can't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me.
This was a promise made by Nigeria President His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, promising Nigerians that when he comes into power, is going to solve one of the biggest problems we are facing in the country, the lack of electricity. And Ghana is about to do that for Nigeria. And other video trending on social media alleged that Ghana is about to supply Dangote group of company oil. I was so surprised hearing this news. Let's take a look at these videos, and please do not forget to like the video, share and subscribe. I will be back to throw more light on it.
For the first time ever, Ghana is now fueling Nigeria's Dangote oil refinery. So Ghana's Sankofa crude is being pumped into the 20 billion Dangote's oil refinery. The refinery just hit a 70% capacity, and that's about 610,000 barrels per day. I know the Nigerians are asking, why do we need Ghana? The thing is that Nigeria's own supply has not been steady, and that created challenges with operations and supply, which is making Dangote mix crude from Brazil, Angola, and now Ghana. This is also showing how the oil game in Nigeria, in fact, Africa is fragile. And don't forget, West Africa loses over billions to shortages and smuggling. And aside that, Ghana is even closer than any of the countries they are buying crude from, like Brazil and Angola. This new partnership is kind of a big deal. So let me ask this question. Does this clear the fact that Nigerians need Ghana, or you no go agree?
I made a video about Ghana planning to supply power to Nigeria, and most people think it's a lie. And most Nigerians think it's a bad idea. See, it's about time that we need to put our ego aside. Ego and then that pride aside. Let's support ourselves. This is what Africa is looking for. Supporting ourselves and helping ourselves. These are the things that we have been preaching. These are the things that we have been preaching for all this while. And this is a good thing. Forget about you being giant of Africa. It's about time that we need to accept that, okay, these things we can do it. This country can do it. Let's accept it from them. See, and for me, I think it's a good thing. If Ghana have the necessity to deliver the power supply to Nigeria, that's good. If Ghana can only deliver the power to Nigeria, that's good. You understand? So we should stop. And to my Nigerians, see, this is very good initiative. This is something good that is going to help your country, because I know Nigerians are very capable of doing things, but because of their light, their energy crisis, most Nigerians are in Ghana because of light. They are in Ghana doing business here because of light. This will be very good deal that I wish the government of Nigeria will accept. And as you know, Ghana don't promise and fail. They will deliver because they know what they are talking about.
How many countries Ghana they supply electricity to? You will see it on this video.
Ghanaians, when are you guys going to pay us our $10 million balance for the gas we supply on?
I wonder.
Well, I don't say the total money is $75 million. But thank for President Muhammad, now he pay 90%.
Shut your mouth. This you just they make noise like this. Ghanaians don't pay their debt. And they even present proposal to now. As they see and so now, so they shock me. Ghanaians don't pay the money that they owe. They call they generate gas by themselves at Tema. They call they propose to una now, say they won't offer una. Hey, Ghanaians too cool. From the president to the average Ghanaian, una too good. People when they supply gas to una own and they pay. Now, una know they generate for una self. Una see they give them offer. When I tell una say, now people where they no even be anybody for country, now that they make noise pass. Now they follow me, they argue. You see? With all the propaganda where they do for social media, see, You see wetin dey happen. All those people don't even know wetin dey happen between leader in Ghana and leader in Nigeria. You see the reason why Ghanaians now no need to follow every comment that came out from a Nigerian person mouth, especially those one wey dey Nigeria. Now no need to follow them. You see, Ghanaians is offering Nigeria a good. So una don dey do things by una sef. Una dey produce light for una sef. Una dey give Togo, una dey give Burkina Faso, una dey give Benin Republic wey dey close to Nigeria. Una wan still give Nigeria. Make una no give them. Make una no give them. They claim say they be giant of Africa. They get everything. Abi, I know Nigeria na not my country. We get everything. Make una no give them. May our leader use their money build the kind of power wey go dey supply Nigeria. They get the money. Na me dey beg before say make una give the life. But make una no give them again. Cause if una still give them now, and they go see they make noise. Na different thing na they take dey make noise. You can never beat Nigeria for anything because their mouth too sharp.
It's about Nigeria electricity issue, and Ghana is willing to help. A Ghanaian minister came out to say, okay, Nigeria has enormous amount of gas, and gas can be used to generate electricity. Ghanaians were buying gas from Nigeria earlier on to power their country, which gave Ghana better electricity than Nigeria, despite the fact that Nigeria was supporting Ghana with the electricity and Ghanaians buy it from them. Ghanaians have discovered their own gas and are using that to power their country by themselves. Also, Ghanaians have other sources of power that they use, like solar and other inverters that they use to sustain the steady electricity in their country. As at today, over 92 million Nigerians don't have access to good electricity. My own take on this is, with respect, it is an insult to Nigeria for Ghanaians or Ghana to offer them help with electricity. And I don't mean this in a bad way or throwing shades at Nigeria or Ghana. Nigeria has enough resources to power its entire country. So for us to fall so low for Ghana to offer us help, then you should understand that we're in deep soup. We really are. Do you know that there are some places in Nigeria that have better electricity than Ghana, if I'm not mistaken? So why is it that a handful of people are enjoying the electricity while 90% of the country is complaining? I will not lie, where I live, we have 18 to 20 hours of electricity for the past 3 months. So I could say that they're trying. Nowadays, they're getting better.
Buys gas from Nigeria. Gas isn't cheap. Nigeria has the gas in abundance, but need electricity. Ghana has surplus in electricity produced. So what stops the two from getting a deal done, ladies and gentlemen? A barter trade could be all we need as Africans, where we use our resources and expertise to solve each other's problems. This is what intra-Africa trade is all about, and it makes sense to hear this kind of communication from a minister of state, ladies and gentlemen. So this was a statement made by the Minister for Energy and Petroleum in Ghana in an energy conference hosted by Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP. This is what he actually said, ladies and gentlemen, and I quote him. We believe we can work together. Ghana takes gas from Nigeria, generates power and re-exports. We are in discussions to see if we can create a barter arrangement where we take their gas, convert into power, and supply electricity back to Nigeria in the spirit of West African cooperation. End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. According to Nigeria's 2024 annual report from the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, the country produced approximately 6.86 billion standard cubic feet per day of gas. Ghana produced approximately 330 million standard cubic feet per day of gas, natural gas in 2024. So, the numbers we are playing with is 6.86 billion by Nigeria and 330 million by Ghana. Nigeria last year produced nearly 21 times the volume of gas Ghana produces. In fact, 10 years ago, Nigeria used to produce between 8.2 to 8.3 billion standard cubic feet of natural gas per day. So they actually got a lot of gas. But what they don't have is the generation capacity. Nigeria's installed capacity stands at approximately 13,625 megawatts, according to Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. But Nigeria struggles to utilize most of it. So they often use between 5 to 6 gigawatt operationally due to grid instability, poor transmission infrastructure, fuel supply issues, and vandalism. However, as of 2024, Ghana's total installed electricity generation capacity is approximately 5,749 megawatts. Ghana's most usable or dependable capacity at any given time is actually between 4.5 to 4.7 gigawatts due to operational challenges. So Nigeria, with more than 200 million people, has a dependable supply of between 5 to 6 gigawatts. Whereas Ghana, with a population of 33 million, has a dependable supply of between 4 to 7 gigawatts. So check this out. Nigeria has between 5 to 6 gigawatts. Ghana has between 4 to 7 gigawatts. This is where Nigeria's electricity problem resides. The usable power generated on any given day is just too small for their size. And ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore fair to allow for an exchange to help each other in this circumstance. You have the gas, we can produce the electricity. Therefore, give us the gas, we give you the electricity. This is a good deal in my estimation. I don't know how far this conversation has gotten to in between these two countries, but it should be highly considered, seeing the need each country has for the other. Already, Ghana supplies the Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Benin electricity, and it will be a matter of extending power stations and power lines to Nigeria. Now, I want you to take a critical look at these stats and see why this deal makes a lot of sense. According to the World Bank's Energy Progress Report in 2025, approximately 86.8 million Nigerians did not have access to electricity in 2023. Another one, the USAID report on energy in Nigeria in 2024 states that about 85 million Nigerians lack access to electricity. Finally, the federal government of Nigeria in March of 2024 acknowledged that about 92 million people remain without access to grid electricity. So the World Bank has 86.8 people in 2023 without electricity. USAID 85 million in 2024, and the federal government of Nigeria has 92 million people without access to electricity in 2024. These numbers I've just mentioned are equal to the summation of multiple countries in Africa. That's about 40% of the country's population, talking about Nigeria.
This is a video of President Tinubu.
Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity. And you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I can't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me.
So, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you assured Nigerians that in your 4-year tenure, you are going to provide constant power and electricity supply to the entire country. And this is 2 years into your government, we still don't have that constant power supply. And instead of you to fulfill this mandate that you made to Nigerians, you are already preparing and campaigning for your 2027 election. I don't know what the Nigerians do now.
I don't know why the government and the leaders of this country don't want the Nigerian youth to thrive. We don't want more prosper, we don't want more better. Is it a crime to be a Nigerian youth? Is it a crime to be born in this country that for 65 years after independence, we still don't have constant power supply? And we're going to make math that we are the giant of Africa. And to the EKDC and the Lagos state government, you told Lagosians that you were splitting the electricity distribution to various bands. Band A, Band B, Band C, and whatsoever. And you assured Band A that you'll be giving them 20 hours light, a minimum of 20 hours light, for an increased tariff. Now that 20 hours light, Band A not a C. But yet you are collecting an increased tariff. So the idea was to increase the tariff, but not to fulfill your promise of giving them 20 hours light. A minimum of 20 hours light every day. Businesses are not thriving. Businesses are not growing because we don't have power. We are spending so much to generate electricity by ourselves. And this is another medium that the real estate developers are using to charge Nigerians outrageously for power supply. Because they are telling residents that they are the one providing power. They are the one providing power. They are the one providing transformer by themselves. So what is the Lagos State government doing? What is the EKDC doing? What is the Minister of Power doing? How come in 2025 we still don't have power supply, constant power supply in a commercial city and across the 36 states in Nigeria? Give us constant power supply, no. Give us good road, no. Give us good governance, no. Give us good hospitals, no. Give us good schools, no, give us. But if we speak up, now come they arrest us. They try to silence us.
I don't think enough people realize how dysfunctional it is for the average Nigerian to live in Nigeria. I'm going to give you a scenario, and this doesn't even represent the typical Nigerian, but just think about this for a second. So you wake up, right? And your room is hot, right? Because the AC does not work, because there's been no electricity for a while. And not just that, you know, houses are made out of concrete. So because the sun has been beaming down for a little bit, now that concrete has absorbed that heat and it's potentially dissipating the heat to where you are, right? Holding that heat, now you're hot, right? Like I said, you get up, there's no electricity. So now you want to go brush your teeth. Okay. Let me just turn on the tap real quick. Oh, there's no water coming out because the pump has stopped working because there's no electricity, or there's not been electricity maybe for days. So now even the borehole reserve that you dug for your own house to generate water for yourself has now run out because the reserve is done, right? The pump doesn't work, the reserve is done. Okay, well, you know what? You're feeling a little bit hungry, so you decide to go see if there's anything in the fridge. Oh, the food that was in the fridge that has now gone bad because, again, there's no electricity because the fridge hasn't been able to keep the food cool. Okay, well, maybe you can just go buy something off the street real quick. You use a kerosene stove to heat it up, right? Okay, but now, you know, I want to take a shower. So what do? Oh, there's no water once again to take a shower, but you have to go to work. Oh, and you know, some people have this thing called an inverter. An inverter is not meant to take heavy stuff, right? So let's even say you're able to get food or something, and let's say the food is a little bit cold and you want to warm it up. Turn on the microwave, right? So an inverter, what you can look at it as is like it's a battery it stores electricity so you can use it later when there's no electricity. But an inverter can't take a microwave, right? It's too high power for it. So maybe you want to iron your clothes before you go to work. Oh, well, you can't iron your clothes because an inverter can't do that either. Somehow, some way, you get yourself ready. Fine, cool, right? Now you got to go to work. The roads are messed up. You potentially get into an accident on the way. Like, you see why sometimes, you know, I might sit next to somebody and I'm like, dang, this person smells, man. I can't be mad at them. They probably didn't have water. Why are you so angry? What I just described was their whole life. And imagine the typical Nigerian doesn't have a lot of the things I just talked about. What do you now do in that situation? So sometimes you just have to say, I get it. I get why you're angry.
Truth to be told, Nigeria is really lacking basic things every country needs. They have all spoken a lot, giving their point and reasons of what they think about Nigeria electricity and also other things going on in Nigeria and how Ghana is about to supply electricity to Nigeria I will be so glad if Ghana is able to do this for Nigerians, because one of the problems we are facing in the country is a lack of electricity. Yes, Nigeria have electricity, but we do not have 24 hours electricity all over the country. Some parts have it, some parts do not have it. That is why I'm really happy that if Ghana can do this for Nigeria, I know that Nigerians will forever be grateful to Ghanaians. Ghanaians leaders are really working so hard to make life better for Ghanaians and foreigners living in the country. Yes, we want them to do more for Ghanaians, but at the same time, they are trying their best. Compared to Nigerians leaders, they keep promising us, they are not able to fulfill their promise. You can see from the beginning of the video when Nigeria president is promising Nigerians that when he comes into power, one of the things he's going to solve is the issue of electricity. It's more than 2 years now this have not able to accomplish, but we hope that moving forward they can able to solve the issue of electricity in the country, because the lack of electricity in the country is also contribute to the insecurity that is going on in the country. I've lived in both countries. I would tell you that the lack of electricity contributes to the insecurity that is going on in the country. But at the same time, we hope for a better change in Nigeria. I would also love to see your comments on the comment section of what you also think of this video. And please, at this point, if you have not liked the video, please do well by liking the video, and don't forget to share so that more people can see this video. And please, if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please do not make it your last by subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to the channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.